What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sid Devon the Mogul, and welcome to the Empty Room, guys. And we are back with part 2. The conversation was so good. We actually got some inboxes about that episode and how it blessed them. Questions.
Oh wow.
It's been people. So many people are actually loving what we're putting out, content and everything. A lot of the guys are being helped in so many different ways. They said they're starting their healing process because of what they're watching, which is great. This is why we do this. But we're gonna start part 2, and you already know I had to bring them back. I had to bring my boys back. Mr. Alan Pullins,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mike Love, and my guy Eric Ingram is in the building with me. We're in the empty room, and we're about to, basically talk. Oh God, we're about to talk part 2, man. So part 1 was really good, really good. And as you can see, the noise that you're hearing, the truck going on and off, we're actually back in my brother's truck. This is actually our partner, our sponsor,
yes,
CEO Cuts, man. We love this place. I used to come, don't come anymore. I'm gonna have to come anyway. I'm trying to grow it out. I'm not gonna cut it no more.
We gonna get that beer one day.
I'm gonna try one time. It's gonna take me about 15
come.
years. But you know what I'm saying? Like all these beers around me, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So, part 2, man, we ended on a question.
Yeah, question.
Question,
do you think we as men spend enough time healing before we jump into another relationship?
Yeah, that was a good question. And we had some different stories. Excuse us, we you know what I'm saying, we good. Different stories, a lot of different stories that we had. My brother Mike told his story, and he ended up on.
I gave my story.
We get Eric Ingram's story. So, bro, with this question that you brought up, as we said, we have it was like a little bit of a hung jury. Some people think no. We actually should have did a poll. That would have been dope. That would have been dope. So we I think we have a hung jury 50-50. A lot of people think that they don't, which is why they jump into relationships and they end up so-called messing up a woman or something like that because they didn't heal. You know what I mean? But bro, what was your story?
I came out of high school, 7-year relationship. Went to some time.
7 years?
Out of high school?
Out of high school. We was in high school.
That I did not know, and I've known my friend for so I didn't know that.
That boy was in love.
Yeah, we was something. No, we were in love. But I mean, we grew in different. Just because of time, learning ourselves. It was a lot. It was just a lot. And then after that happened, I didn't want to take the time I wanted because you get used to being with somebody, and then you just kind of you just want to find that other thing that you just miss. You I miss being, so you just kind of have some friends. I did have some friends I used, and I hate saying that word, but I did use some females that were just, even going to the grocery store, just being out and about. I'm like, damn, and the Holy Spirit convicted me on that. So I really did try to spend some time with myself. I did travel, and that was one of the main things that really helped me.
Where you go?
Where did I go? I went to, the first trip I actually went to was T.D. Jakes' church.
Oh, he was traveling for Jesus.
Wow, he was traveling. Okay,
I mean, it was, yes. But see, at that time, Instagram didn't have what they have now. I didn't know what the heck, even when I went to Dallas, it was not no, it was just kind of, you just kind of go in there and you just kind of get led to go somewhere else. But other than that, it was cool. But some time off, I did therapy. I learned myself. I did mess up a couple times. I ain't gonna lie about that part, but I think the overall process of me understanding myself as a whole mindset than being damaged really, really matured me, especially when I got into a serious relationship with my wife now that we were dating then, and that helped. Then that also pivoted to another point, but no, I think it was necessary to do, because when I met her, it was a different transition than I was used to. Right. So if I didn't have the maturity and the whole mind I had, it would have been another mess, and I wouldn't be able to, as I can say, be a helpful example toward the success we're having in our relationship. Because again, we went into, after our 3rd year of dating, I suggested we went to therapy. That opened up a whole can of worms. That process just gave us more to think about, more to look. I wasn't even sure we were going to do all that and it got that serious, but it went. She was cool, she got their head on her shoulders. So that part, I would say that it helped. Doing other stuff didn't help, because of course you get other people's feelings involved, and they need this and that. I thought this, and you'd be like, yeah, but I didn't really mean that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a cool process. Would I do it all over again? I would. I actually would try to be a little bit better with being more focused and driven. Now I have a punch list, like, okay, I'll do this, I'll be more focused on this, and this, and this, and this. Then I don't know. I feel like with Instagram and social media, you have more ideas and thought process that wasn't there before to kind of like say, oh, I can try this method, or I can do this or do that, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There was no other example, so you just I kind of went on that on my own. You know, so I remember I got tested. I was single. One of my boys hit me up. He knocked on my door, my apartment, and he was an officer at the time. He's like, bro, I got singles. Let's go to the strip club. I got you. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't got no money. But he said, no, I got it. He had it.
Yeah.
And that was a test, boy. I'm telling you, I was
that's a
shaking.
good test.
I was like, boy,
You said that's a good test.
boy. I said,
That's
nah,
a good
bro.
test that he
It's a
made.
good
No,
test
real
that
talk,
you
bro.
passed.
He was at my door for like 30 minutes, begging. Like,
See?
seriously, bro, come on. I was like,
Any lesser man would have been like,
Bro,
no,
I
all
would've been
right,
good.
come on.
I never had the chance to experience the strip
bro,
club.
that's
Really?
I just never
Ever in
I
my
didn't
life.
have
Oh,
that.
it's too late now.
Yeah, wait, that's over with.
That's too late.
That's
So,
over.
So I mean,
with.
it's hard, man. Don't do it. But I mean, it was some testy.
So let me ask you this: what are the greatest ways that time in between you going into that relationship?
Oh, it helped a lot, bro.
Like, what were one of the greatest
I had
ways?
anger problems. Not
Really?
like good, but it was because.
Okay, wait a minute. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
That explains why you always like.
I'm cool now.
Yeah,
but
like he just like.
But
he
mine
goes,
stemmed from my father. There's a lot of pressure that my house. I'm the only male. I have two sisters. My dad was trying to achieve a lot, and I think at this time in his life, he was just trying to make sure, teaching his son like do this, be like this, do this. He was trying to be healthy, be more faster. But at that time, you know, you're young still, so you have desires of being and doing what you kind of want to do. So there was no balance in between that. So I felt so much pressure. So I'm like, either I do good in school, or do you want me to like work and have a job? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had talked about that, and he, of course, he apologized. He realized that now, but that so much of that focus and pressure was just too much for me. Wow. And how I would explode is, I'm pouring at people, I'm doing them. If my glass get over that top, and then that person disrespects it, I just, and then I'm like, oh shoot. And I make a mess of things. So I had to learn, through therapy, it helped me understand and digest, like, and this is why that was that. I'm like, oh, I got you. And then, of course, if I can go back and tell people that, y'all apologize for my behavior and how I handle those things, I definitely would. I don't have no contact with them. But maybe they watch this podcast and see this.
He's sorry.
I'm very sorry.
And if you don't forgive him, that's on you.
That's on you. Yes, it is.
That's good. That's a good one. But, I mean, that's...
So I think I do think like you. I know you brought up anger. And I know there's especially in our group of men, black men. Let's be 100. There's a lot of anger amongst us. You know what I'm saying? We don't take that time. But like I said, it doesn't necessarily stem from relationships. It stems from a lot of
what's home stuff,
home trauma.
You don't realize that it just carries into the.
Yeah.
And you so happen to be with that person. It's not their fault.
And they just get the brunt of it.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it, bro.
Which is So I think that's actually an amazing take on. You know what I'm saying? You taking that time. Now me, our stories in the beginning are sequentially the
They
same.
mirror each other.
They mirror. Like if you don't remember, go back and watch episode 1.
Yes.
Hear, you know what I'm saying? Part 1. I'm sorry, and hear Mike Love's testimony about his relationship with his beautiful wife and family. Now they're pretty much really the same. Now taking that time, that's different because mine was kind of different. Like I said, I'm not actually from Detroit. I moved here.
Sorry.
I moved here. Excuse me. I moved here.
Where are you from?
Atlanta. So
No.
I'm from Indiana.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm from Indiana. Yes. I'm from Indiana. I'm sorry. 574. I love y'all. Y'all know what's going on. South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana is actually where I'm originally from.
There you go.
I moved to Georgia when I was 19 years old.
He lived next door to Michael Jackson.
This dude. He's actually from Gary, man. He's down the street, but yeah, it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So from South Bend, Indiana originally. Moved to Georgia when I was 19 years old. And
college?
No, it was actually for a church move.
Oh, okay.
My church that I was actually going to, that's Sun Prison Worship at, was relocating.
Okay.
And so I went down there with them and was there probably maybe about 10, 12 years. And I ended up meeting somebody that was actually from here, right? Meeting that person and just fell in love. just head over here.
He got tired of them Detroit girls.
We met through a mutual friend on Facebook. We met through a mutual friend. I was like, shit. Most I was just like, you got a mind. Who was that? Whoop. And just,
Was it your spirit or was your eyes?
When I look back, It's still kind of hard to say because if I never met her, I wouldn't have came here.
But was it your spirit or was it your eyes?
It was definitely my eyes. In the moment, we gonna say it was my eyes in the moment.
You got to know it.
Exactly. So man, just fell in love. I was, commuting back and forth, coming to see her, coming to Detroit, and I just knew in my mind that was it. I was like, I'm through. I'm getting married. I'm gonna have kids. We gonna do this. We gonna do. I'm talking about whole plan, man. Whole plan. Then things just started going, just unraveling.
Within a year or after?
Within, I want to say they started. The crazy thing is, we talk about red flags.
Yeah,
we talk about red flags. There were definitely signs, but I ignored all of them.
Oh, you ignore it because
I ignored all of it. Yeah.
We can make it work.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's
Like,
fine.
Aaron, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll pray over
Yeah,
it.
Bro,
yeah,
that was it. You know what I'm saying?
He changed
It was definitely, it just started unraveling, man. Before it even got really started, we built on a faulty foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like, now that I look back on it, when you just when you come back and look at an old, let's say your house that you built collapses, and then you go back and just see the rubble, you like, oh, that was the problem right there. That's why the house unraveled itself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So it was,
they didn't coat that electricity.
right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do this. They did. So it was a faulty foundation, bro, and it just unraveled. But I can honestly say this. This was the first time where, as a grown man, I was aware of the idea of being in love. So this was my first time actually saying I was in love. Yeah, I was 27.
So this was your first crush, or the first time?
Yeah, this was my first. Because I can say that I was a hopeless romantic, and like I said, I have my view on what hopeless romantic is. My view on it, and please don't take offense to this. You're an idiot. You don't think when you're a hopeless romantic. I just in my personal opinion.
It's track.
You know what I'm saying? You're just not thinking. If you were a romantic who really was aware, you would look for signs. You would look for this. You would look for that. But when you are a hopeless romantic, it's like, oh my goodness, you just focus on the beauty.
Focus on fantasy.
Exactly. You're focused on that fantasy, and you're just not aware. It's just so. Yeah, I was the first time in my heart. It was just like, man, God, I was praying. I was like, yeah, Lord, get me ready. You know what I'm saying? Literally was doing great things. But the crazy thing is, I didn't even take that time before, because if I took that time to be with God before her, I would have understood that this wasn't the work, because number one, I didn't know myself. So I didn't even know what I wanted. I just I was window shopping. I'm like, ooh, I want that. And that's just literally what it was, but there was no substance or no foundation behind the decision to choose somebody. You dig what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like, man, all right. So I went, it was so many different things happened. I just graduated from tech school, Lincoln Tech, got into, to HVAC, you know what I'm saying, was making so much money, bro. Graduated with a 2020 Silverado truck. I was doing so much, coming into my own, man. Had the girl on my arm. I was straight. But like I said, coming into the knowledge of who God wanted me to be, God started just putting things in front of my face. I became an arrogant dude. I know that seems crazy because of who I am now, but I'm like this because God loved me. That's literally all it is. So it was just like I was that guy, I'm usually in a person who want to help everybody, who wants to give to everybody. When I got that trick and that money, I'm like, they can get it themselves. I had that hustler's mentality. I got this on my own. God didn't help. I had to get up every morning. It was just so many things that was just going wrong. And I was just going down the wrong path, man. And literally, within a year's time, lost the job, lost the truck, lost the woman, lost I was homeless. There was so much that was going in that year, bro. And I was tired. I ended up working at this job that was paying way less than what I was making there. And I was just like, I'm tired of George. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And God used that relationship, because I was so in love. I made a big boy decision that I wasn't accustomed to doing that. And you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm going to drive down there to Detroit. That's where I'm going to stay. Me and her going to get it right. We're going to get together. We're going to build. And the more I tried, God was just like, you big dummy.
Sidebar.
Right.
And I know producer Ray going to be mad at us.
Yeah.
But why do people from down south say drive down to Detroit?
Oh
Like
my
it's
God.
not. Like it's not.
Drive. Dude, okay, is it? Dude, I mean.
Like it's not down up.
You heard what she said. She said don't go off subject.
That's why I said just a sidebar. All
Right, just sidebar. Okay. We'll come back to that in another episode. But I drove up to Detroit. Shut up, dude. Dang, man. I drove up here and I just knew in my mind that God was gonna fix it. I just knew that for certain. I was like, that's why I was so sure. I was so sure. That's why I drove up here. We talked. I said, bro, I'm through with Georgia. And God had been dealing with me about actually moving back to Indiana. Because of, different things. We can talk about that later. But I was just like, I don't want to move home. I still need my independence. I don't want to give that up. You know what I'm saying? So God was just like, okay, I'm going to use what you think is going to work. I'm going to use that to get you where I need you to be. And man, oh man, it got worse. The more I prayed God to reconcile the relationship, the more it unraveled. It was just like, I don't understand. So I spent probably about maybe it wasn't long. It wasn't long at all because, like I said, I was never going back to church. God put me in a position where I met you. At church. I met at church, and I just started getting back into the flow of being in ministry and all the other stuff. And then that's when I met Tiffany. I met Tiffany, and I was still unsure about that. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she was brought up to me. She was like, have you talked to her? Or no? I'm like, nah, man, because I still knew what I wanted. In my mind, I'm like, this is it. I'm going to stay focused. God, you got my focus. You know what I'm saying? I know what I want, Lord. I know you want me out here just trying to get with every woman. I'm going to focus on you, Lord. It was like, this is it. This is what I'm telling you to go do. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And she dropped into my life. And that's why I said it was a different. Now, you guys took the difference. And that's what I want to tell men. When you are in that space where God is, because he is going to put you in a season when you are developing as a man in isolation. Like, a lot of what your friends that you usually talk to, they're going to be trying to talk to you and give you encouragement. And a lot of times it's not going to make sense. It's not going to be able to prick your heart. It's going to be like, why is this feel? That's because God is getting ready to move you to a season of isolation where it's literally going to be a vertical encounter between you and him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be about you and him. And so, like, even with y'all, it was just kind of like, I don't get this. I don't know what's going on. And I was just in pursuit of God, and he dropped Tiffany on me. And it was just one of them things where it took me a long time to even be comfortable with the idea of being with somebody else.
Yeah.
Outside of what you was comfortable with.
Man, dude, it was and I thought it was because I wasn't attracted to her. I thought it was because y'all seen my woman, she fine. Okay, she fine, she everything. But it's kind of like, even in that idea, I was calling him, I'm like, man, I just don't know. Like, cause I was fighting with that idea. I'm like, but what if God brings her back? You know what I'm saying? What if this is just about a time where I'm supposed to be by myself? And it's just, God is just like, I'm never bringing her back. Like, that's what this is.
He got a whole brand new stuff.
Whole
Mustang in front of me.
Bro, but that's the thing. But that's why I say all the time, for men, you guys did it right, in my opinion, because you got alone with God. God dropped her here because he knew I wasn't going to take that time seriously. That's why.
So that it don't mean we did it right. God just has a different plan for each person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
true that.
Maybe he knew.
Through our choice.
Maybe he knew. Hey, let me drop her here because I know my son, and I know that if he ain't got somebody by his side, he gonna run back to the ragged muffin.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Like,
that's exactly.
And just to let you know, he tried to get rid of me.
I did.
Like he tried to get
twice.
I need to be by myself because if he was by himself, the enemy could have been like, "Hey, just go call the old girl."
Yeah, bro.
Like she know what you like. She want to be with you.
Tried
so,
to.
So you found, I'm not gonna say found problems, but you nitpick at what you have now to try and like push you away. Because I did the same thing. I used to be like, okay, you look at this and then you look at that, and then you say, okay, you compare, but your mind still goes to what you were more comfortable with. But then that's when the enemy be like, and do certain things. Because I used to do all the time. I used to nitpick the relationship and be like, okay, I need to just go back to what I'm comfortable with. And then God just threw stuff in there.
Dude,
like, nah, bruh.
Yeah, man. Nah. Yeah, man. That's literally what happened. Like it took me and Tiffany. Our anniversary is April 17th, right? So literally 2 years. We're coming up on 2 years. It took me I want to say about 2 months ago. 2 months ago, to look that girl in her eyes and say, I want to marry you.
Yeah, I remember telling me
I call, I'm like, I said, dude, this getting real. Because I'm like, because when you, like I said, that breakup was so catastrophic to my identity. Like it was, I promise you,
part of you, literally.
It rips me. I'm talking about, I had got so down and so depressed, bro, after that. I'm talking about, you gotta think about everything. So just imagine that you are a multi-millionaire, right? Multi-millionaire, and you are an investor, and you invest into something, everything that you have into something that you look, from the looks of it, from the projections, it looks like it's going to make you even more successful. And then that investment just literally just falls apart.
Oh, that's what it's like, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
As a person who only invested 25%, it's going to hurt, but it ain't going to seem as hurtful for a person who had literally invested everything. And that was me. I'm like, yo, I done moved down here. This is my new life. All this other stuff. And literally, it was just like, people was telling me, like, if you're going to move, even before my move, there's like, if you want to move, do it for you. And I was just like, no.
Do it for you.
I'm doing it for her. You know what I'm saying? I love her. I'm about to show her that I'm that man. I promise you, I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for her, man. It's over with. Bro, and dog. So me and Tiffany started this process, and it was so hard. It was so hard. And a lot of times in my mind, I'm like, God, I thank you for her, for bringing her here at this moment. But at the same time, like you said, God treats you according to your decisions.
Yes, he does.
He knew that they can handle being by themselves.
In a way.
And
certain conviction levels, we have to be real about this. There's certain people that have sensitivity and conviction of the Holy Spirit. Some really can listen to that voice, and some can just really ignore it. And I battle with both, because I do have a gift for the prophetic, but it's like sometimes it
Hold on, stop. Did you just admit that?
He did.
He just admitted that. I've been trying to get this man.
But it's different. It's different. People have different ways, because I mean, it just depends on your drive and really what you want to, do for God. But I mean, there's moments you be like, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
And there's moments you like, oh my God. So you may hear a word at the church, or you hear whatever. And it really convicts you that you change your thought process. But it's work, bro. That's work.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel the same way. I go back
Boy, you be paying attention by yourself. I'm telling you, it's work to really surrender yourself like that.
I believe, like I said, but I just knew, like, when we would talk, I'm like, because she would ask me, I said, do you believe that God sent me here for you? I'm like, yeah. But in the capacity, like, I needed somebody to, in the beginning, just being transparent.
Yeah.
I thought she was here just as a distraction.
Who? Oh,
Tiffany.
Yes,
absolutely.
You feel that void.
Yeah, like it was a real thing. I'm like, okay, God, you just wanted to get me focused because you don't want me to go back there. But when it's over, that's where I'm gonna be. And I'm just like, God was just like, no.
But my thing with that is, like, we all know Tiffany, and like when you know a person and that relationship they have with God, God not gonna play about Tiffany.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So like, it ain't like you thinking, God dropped her for a distraction. She ain't a distraction type of person.
Absolutely.
Like, so like, you had to get to know her.
Yeah.
To be like, know what, God, that this can't be no distraction.
But
look like God loves her, and He ain't gonna play with her.
He's not.
Like
and
that.
this is
So
this
like,
is when I found out, and this is where I found out that she was literally sent from God, because one day she was talking to me, and I feel Holy Spirit, but it wasn't in the fact like God was just coming on me to confirm some things. He wanted to show me, whoever comes for me is gonna deal with you the same way that I do. So the way that she talked to me in that moment, I'm like, oh, you are from God for me, because the way you deal with me and the way you love me is exactly the way that He does it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, you're my wife. Okay, now I get it. Now we cool. But like I said, it took me about 1.5 years, but it took that time to grow. Like I said, y'all took that time with God. I had to do it with her. So here's the thing. This is why I say, to me, and you'll probably be able to contest it because you guys have been on that side. So spending time with God, right? To me, it's a lot easier when you don't have another individual there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I had to develop by also being in a relationship too. So as I'm growing and developing, changing from the old person that I was, I also had to deal with her emotions and how she felt about dealing with that old person.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I had to jump here, and then I had to jump back in my process. Okay, I'm back in my process. Let me see how I'm doing with God, woo, woo. But then I would have to come out, jump out, and then see how she's doing when it came to everything. Like I said, I have a good woman.
Yeah.
A lot of them, when I talk to a lot of my friends and the women that they date, they're like, bro, you ain't got to teach her nothing.
Nothing.
Like, and that's a blessing, because I understand, like, it's a whole blessing. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole blessing, because I'm like, I don't have God. Literally, she took that time. Mm-hmm. She took that time to be with God for 7 years. 7 years. 7 years of like didn't go on a date.
Celibacy.
Bro, she
real
didn't do
celibacy.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? She said, but so she did what I was supposed to do in preparation for me. Yeah. So she was able to handle that. Like I said, because it was hard, bro. Man, listen. I'm gonna give y'all. Listen, bro. Listen. Listen. You already, bro. Listen. It was so hard. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know me. I'm vulnerable. Y'all know, and I'm sharing with y'all brothers how serious this was.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I had relationship PTSD, bad. It was so bad. It was so bad, bro. I done called this girl the ex's name.
No, I remember that. I remember you called me.
Dog.
That's the woman of God right there.
Oh my God. I'm like,
bro.
And it was literally, it wasn't on purpose at all.
It was just a habit.
It was literally, I was sitting, we were.
I'm trying to think in my head if I ever did that.
Dog. And it was so bad. I'm like, bro, we were praying.
Oh, wow.
I
think I remember that. You called
me.
I
called you.
Right
We were in the middle of prayer, bro.
You have
I ain't do that.
No.
He said, I ain't do that.
I know, listen.
Bro.
We were in the middle of prayer, and I said, God bless. And it got so, I caught it on the second one. The first one I didn't get.
Twice?
You supposed to say it twice?
I forgot you said it twice.
Bro.
Listen, bro, I was sitting there like, oh, it got so silent in that room, bro.
See,
it got so silent. I'm just like, baby, she was like, Sydney, it's okay. And I was just like,
how long in was this before?
This was,
we was in there.
It was
over a year.
Yeah.
It was over a year.
We was almost a year at that point. Almost a year at that point. And like I said, when you're that time you should be taking alone
to flush out the system, bro.
To flush out the system, and you're doing it with somebody. God is not going to stop a process because somebody is there. Mm-hmm. He's going to do it the exact same way.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. That just in that moment, that showed you how much she loved you. That she didn't make a big deal out of a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if any other woman,
yeah,
you might have had that. The prayer would have been up.
No.
The prayer would have been up. Like,
you wouldn't even say that.
And she would have held it. She might have held it against you.
It would have been walked out.
Yeah.
I think it's time
I don't
for you to
know.
go.
Yeah.
Has she ever like thrown that back in your face?
No.
So that just shows you what type of person she is. God is showing you.
Yeah, to that.
He's showing you who He's got for you, and that you can trust her.
And to add on that, it's way for a male point of view. I know it's probably different for women, but for a male point of view, having a whole mindset woman is totally different than having a woman that's emotional and haven't had that time to heal.
Man, you have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea.
So that's a mature whole woman that just was able to give you grace. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because a whole mind was being mature like that, she wouldn't have. And if she wasn't like that, you would have. Man, you'd have chewed out for sure. You'd have had everything that you did and didn't do. You'd have did it, got it all,
and didn't bring up anything. Like that's
beautiful.
Like, bro, I tell her all the time, I'm like, you're an alien, bro. Like I said, and the reason I say that is because I've dealt with not just women. Like,
I remember because you call me like, bro, she don't get mad like that.
I see, bro.
You wanted somebody to say something back to you. I'm like, you
dog, but that's what I'm saying about that time, though. Like that time with God, and I say this all to all men, is that you're not going to be able to be successfully in a relationship until you get your vertical relationship with God right. Because that relationship is literally everything. Every relationship after that one is birthed. It's a child, it's a baby of what your relationship with God is like. You know what I'm saying? To be able to, love somebody and continue to love them, continue to until you experience that kind of love. Because you know how many times that we as people mess up with God. we mess up on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But God will never be like, oh, I'm gonna bring that up on you. You did this. You ain't did it. You don't love me for real.
He
You did.
throw it into the sea of forgetfulness.
Right.
Like,
you dig what I'm saying?
And that's what kind of relationship you want. Like,
yeah.
we not perfect. We gonna mess up. Like, in our relationship, we gonna mess up. But I don't want you to. I want to be able to be like, no, I messed up, my bad, babe, and she be like, you know what you do?
Right.
And I be like, dang. That make you want to just go for that person even harder, bro. Like.
Yes, but like we were saying, like it's just one of them things where that time is like it's so important, bro. Like I thank God, but I would tell any man I swear.
I have a question though. I'm trying to.
Go ahead.
But do you think men, if a woman does not come home, you think we can handle that same?
No.
challenge?
No. Let me
You know what
tell
I'm saying? Like, if she ain't there, she emotional, she has things from her household that she ain't dealt with.
Wait, hold on. But
Wait a minute.
you did it.
Wait a minute.
I'm about to go there.
Wait a minute. We get like
Go ahead.
95% of the women that come like that. He got the. He got
I
the.
got the-
He got
I ain't gonna lie.
the.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like 95%
That's
of
rare.
the women
That's
come
rare.
with the.
What about you? You
But-
got
but
that
he-
was the same situation.
yeah, I can't-
Okay,
I-
see, y'all got the rare.
They're not like they.
Yeah.
the-
That's
the
real.
2%
Y'all
is
got
like,
the 5% that was left. Yeah, for real talk.
but like the other
Yeah.
98,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you gotta
Oh, for
you
sure.
gotta
I worked.
navigate daddy issues. You
No,
gotta navigate hurt from
Real
friends.
talk.
You
Real
gotta
talk.
navigate my mama didn't treat me right. And like you gotta be like, listen, insecurities.
Bro.
You gotta be like, look, babe. And like this, that's
Bro.
why you gotta have like the men gotta be a firm foundation.
Bro.
Like because you gotta be
Bro.
like, look, babe,
Bro.
okay, you having these issues, but that's not who you are right now. You
Come
gotta
on.
affirm
That
to that
watching with the
person.
word is real.
You gotta be like, listen, that's not who you are.
That's Miles though. Miles said listen,
Bro.
it's as men, it's our job to cultivate.
Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is
It's,
serious.
yeah,
That's
that
a
is
serious job.
so serious.
That's a serious job.
It is.
That you had like, and that's why I never really understood why like how men go out and cheat.
Because
And it's
you
like-
talking about investment wise.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? It's like they go out and cheat,
Yeah.
and it's like
You didn't put all that work in.
we was like, well, she wasn't what I wanted her to be. She wasn't this. She didn't know how to do it in the bedroom.
Because
It's
he
your job to teach her.
Because he wasn't cultivating.
That's what
That's
cultivation is. It's teaching. Like I know for me, like I'm already ready for that type of thing. Like I know her as you know, she's gonna be what she's gonna be. But at the same time, as my wife, that's a different thing. That's a different line that we're crossing at this moment in time. So when we get to the bed, if the bed, which I think it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be, you know, I think it's gonna be amazing. But you know, if there's some things we need to tweak, it's my job to be like,
We're gonna have another
we're gonna
Yeah.
talk.
What
That's
you
a
did?
whole nother podcast.
Right, a whole other podcast.
He the first new partner.
We gonna get that. He gonna get that MA rating.
Yeah,
on
that's
that
all
one.
right. That's all right. Let him have his moment right now.
Right.
No. I'm saying, but as being like, I never really got the whole point of being able to cheat.
No, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when who she is literally in the palm of your hands. If you're doing it right.
I was about to say that. You got to be.
If you suing her.
If you're stewarding her right, yeah. So
Yeah, that's real. I guess I agree with that.
So I mean, it's just, man, bro. Like that time, it's just super important. That's how it's.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Listen. We are focusing right now, but it's a good game right here, and we're doing our best to.
Oh, we gonna get so much
We're
trouble.
gonna get in so much trouble. Kids gonna be looking at this video and be like, sitting there. I'm like, listen, you were not there. Okay, just imagine if we had kids and you weren't there. It'd be the same thing. Okay, you know what I mean? The same thing, you know. But no, it like that time to me, bro. It's like it was a great question. It was a great question, and I think every man should. And like I said, whatever it is, go with God. You know what I'm saying? You know, learn how God is actually trying to develop you. Sometimes He may make you do it alone, and other times, in special cases, He may send somebody to help you do it because you need it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Because I feel like it's crossroads. If you don't, you still have a timeline for you. Either stretch it out or you make it shorter.
Yeah.
Obedience make it shorter, but disobedience to do what you want to do makes it longer.
Yeah.
So at one point he's like, well, I gotta kind of fit this into this script. So you know what I'm saying? But sometimes because you don't want to lose what he already had. Because remember, it's just a choice. If Tiffany didn't choose to like, okay, she could have did something, you know, went somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for you. So I think we have to be mindful of that choice we make is a pivot to God. Okay, this is the direction I gotta go. So we gotta make sure we are on target, I guess, if we will. Because if we don't, bro, I think you can mess yourself up. Now, in my opinion, no, don't get me wrong, he will probably grace you back over and you'll get back on track, but I feel like you'll go way out the way.
And I just said, when you say throw you off track, so in my situation, I was thrown off track twice. I met Alicia once, but we met 3 times before we actually started talking.
Oh, wow.
First time I had just got out of a relationship outside of the one that, I thought I was gonna marry, whatever. So I went out by myself. My boy had a birthday party for his wife. I went. I'm sitting at the same table with Alicia. She's sitting right across from me.
Really?
Wow.
I went. My boys, she asked them who was that, blah blah blah. I didn't say nothing to her. I'm just conversation with my fellas.
Right.
Girl, at that time, women wasn't on my mind. I'm trying to focus. They clear on me. The second time was at at Centaur's downtown.
Wow.
One of my frat brothers had an event. Alicia was there with her cousin, who was the AKA.
That's crazy.
We walk in. I see her. She's sitting at the table by herself. I go over and say something to her. She by herself, whatever, looking good. I'm like, why you over here sitting by yourself? She was like, I'm tired.
Talk your
She was like, I'm like, why over here by yourself? She's like, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. I was like, okay, have a good night. And walked away. That was it. No number, no nothing. I was still focused on
not even trying to push up on her, yeah.
And then the third time, it was just like.
Where was the third time?
He said,
third time was at, one of my friends was throwing events on a rooftop downtown music room. I went with my frat bro just to get out the crib, blah, blah, blah. And I look across, like literally look across at the party, and she's standing there, but another dude is standing in front of her having a conversation. So I'm thinking, oh, that's her man, I ain't right. And then, but she keeps staring at me. So I'm like, I asked one of my frat brothers I went to school with her, like, hey, who was that? So, oh, but this such and such. Well, okay. That was the end of it.
That's crazy.
And then that night is when, social media comes into play. And everything else.
Hey,
like you said, getting thrown off.
No,
you can.
Yeah.
But you see how he, in my opinion, that's just see how he's trying to pivot them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it.
And what, at those 2 first points, maybe he wasn't ready.
It could be.
Maybe he wasn't ready to be like, at least got the standard. Like, I ain't ready to just be.
Right.
Yeah. See,
How many, do you know how the length of time in between those 3 times y'all saw each other?
It had to be within a year each.
Oh, it was a year each?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
No, it couldn't have been a year because I had to say, I probably said within a year, 2 years time frame within seeing her 3 times.
That's still crazy.
That's nuts.
But I think it's like, what I'm saying, I think in that moment, I think Mike was just in pursuit. You know what I mean? Like, I know the Bible, we always read the Bible when we don't have context. You know what I'm saying? We think something sounds good, and then we just go from there. But I think, the scripture that says you find the wife, I just think that it was my job to go and just find somebody, right? Which, I know that's what it reads, right?
Yeah.
But what I learned is that even with your situation, I think Mike was just in pursuit of who he was, right? He's just trying to figure himself out, figure out who he was, his identity, and all this other stuff. And then in pursuit, God places, at least in your viewpoint, it's just but the whole time you're literally just going, because that's what it was with me. I got it was just tunnel vision.
But it says he finds a wife, finds a good thing. It don't say he searches.
That's true.
Go look.
That's true.
It says find. I could just be walking and look down and find $10, and I'm like, damn, I found it.
Yeah.
I found it. So
we giving context.
God put her in the path.
Come on.
For you to look down.
We giving context.
And some people got to do it a little harder than others. Gotta be like, here, stupid.
That's so
here.
Let me stick the money in your pocket.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh, I found this money. I
Because
found this $5 in my pocket. It was already there.
Because before, bro, when I tell y'all from this podcast and talking to all of y'all about her, I'm starting to understand how different our interaction was and how God placed her in. And you said, before I met her, I was searching for every woman. I was a hopeless romantic. I'm like, she don't respect me like that, but we can work on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she look at other guys when we out, but it's okay. She don't know me like that. So I was just searching. When you searching, you don't have no type of standard whatsoever.
Nope, you searching.
You just searching for something. But when you come in pursuit, when you're in pursuit of God and pursuit of your identity and your purpose, that's when guys like, okay, I'm gonna drop her, and I'm gonna you're gonna be able to find.
And you walking along that damn path.
Yep.
He say boop,
right in the damn path. Like, oh hey, what's up? How you doing? This is one of them things, like, bro, that's how it was with me and her, because I promise you. First of all, she wasn't, at least she was looking at you. Tiffany wasn't even thinking about I still listen. She told me that Tiffany, like, she was like, cause when I first came in, she had heard, you know what I'm saying? She had heard, oh, he had a little girlfriend or whatever, so she wasn't thinking nothing about me. She was on her business. I was just, I was chilling. I wasn't whatever. And she was not thinking, even though she heard that I was the maintenance man. You know what I'm saying? She heard, you know what I'm saying? Actually, she came to the repairman. Came up to me about a toilet that needed to get fixed, you know what I'm saying? Invited me over to the house, you know. You know what I'm saying? Don't play.
He fixed the toilet and got kicked out.
She was served there.
Right, no.
All right.
Have a blessed one.
She was, bro, but even in that moment, you know what I'm saying? I exaggerated a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
She wasn't thinking about me then. Like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't know nothing about personal space, though. She didn't know that. That's what I'm talking about. She's like, yeah, so it's like, my toilet keep doing, I'm like, girl, what you doing? Back up.
That was God.
You know,
I ain't Sydney Finder.
Finder, right. You know what I'm saying? Finders, Sydney. Hey. She right there. I'm like, so, but it was one of them things where after, it was the day, I want to say the day before, I let go of the idea that me and my ex were doing anything. And that's when she just came alive. And I just started thinking about how she was, how she carried herself, all that stuff. I called her, I'm like, yo, I was asking her all these questions. Now, my baby, she was...
Your toilet still good?
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just random. I was here, I'm like, so how is the toilet straight? And then we just started getting into personal conversation. I started asking her all these questions, and she was oblivious to everything. She was in pursuit too. It's like y'all know her. She realtor and all this other stuff. She got these businesses, ministry, all this stuff. She was not thinking about none of that. And so it was just kind of like I had to just come out and tell her, like, yo, I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh really?
Like, oh yeah, that was her response. She's like, oh, for real? Like, yeah, I'm interested. And bro, the rest was curtain. And it's been a crazy ride. We were talking this morning about it, and it's just like we had this. It's a crazy space. In development, like I said, but I'm learning more and more. Like, when God puts something there, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be a pillar in the place that you guys are really getting ready to go to. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, like I tell guys all the time, like I would have loved to do it y'all way from my own personal experience and by myself, but we don't know better than God does.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying?
Grace is something strange. I think people don't understand like that.
Right.
How we think it was supposed to go for somebody or even ourselves.
Right.
It's his thinking. That's why his thoughts are better than our thoughts. So I think he does know us with grace. So I think we're able to just be thankful for our process and just kind of like, all right, I got it. Now I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying, do what I have to do.
Right.
And follow pursuit.
Right.
So I think it's different for everybody.
So yeah, like I said, I would have, but it was perfect the way God did it.
Yes, of course.
Right? It showed me a lot of different things. It showed me that this woman's gonna love me do any possible thing in the world.
Yeah.
Anything. Like, we have other stories. Like I said, when we come out and tell our testimony, a lot of people are gonna be like, girl, you were stupid. You were crazy, but she's gonna be living the life that she's supposed to live because of her investing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't no thing, and it was the same thing even with, like I said, going back to our topic, I am man, but I'm still needed. She was needed, and in my pursuit of myself and my identity, that's when y'all came in.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, God placed y'all on that path of showing me, because I grew up in a type of environment where I was like, I got up by my bootstraps. You know what I'm saying? I ain't need nobody. I was homeless for 2.5 years, no family, no nothing. I got everything by myself. And there was a person, I had to become that man in order to survive being in that type of environment. Now I'm in an environment where I'm in purpose and identity, and God was like, you can't bring that here. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now that I'm developing you, I'm gonna give you a woman that's gonna help you. Like, while you're on this path, I'm gonna place brothers in your life that's gonna be able to show you, like, yo, we all need each other. Eric is gonna bring this type of wisdom. Mike is gonna bring this type of wisdom. Alan is gonna bring this, and so many other brothers. And that's why, you know, the truth of the matter is, doing all of this stuff and telling you all these testimonies, guys, is that I want to let you know that everybody needs somebody.
Yeah.
Like I don't. This whole mindset. That's why when guys be like, you know what, I don't need nobody, bro. I'm good. I got it on my own. What I'm hearing is just you're still hurt from something. You trusted somebody.
And my thing is, you might have got it on your own, but how much further along you would have been?
That's true
if
too.
You would have had a group of guys that really cared about you, or people in your life that cared about you that could help you along even further.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's needed. Like you can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Like and be uber successful because you ain't got all the connections
At all.
Or all answer nothing.
Or right.
Yeah, like you know what I
My
mean?
dad said you always gotta have people that are like-minded, but at the same time that are smarter than you
Oh,
in
absolutely.
ways that you want to succeed. Because I don't know everything about what I want to pursue and going through life. So that's why, like you said, God dropped men in your life where oh, okay, I can view it this way and then gain something from it. So now I can take 2 steps forward. Now I got this brother with me that's taking the same path, and then you pulling in somebody else along with you.
And I'm telling you right now, like y'all have no idea how much these podcast episodes recording with you guys helps me, because it's what I just realized even in this moment right now is that I'm actually the most blessed because everybody is more success. Like every last one of y'all, from you three to my other friends that I have to my girl. You guys have seen everything in the world, but I haven't been using this in this recent weekend. I think we talked about it. The Lord was just like, some things happen, detrimental things happen this week. And God was just like, use what you got, right? Use what you got. And so I didn't really understand until the end of that day what God was actually telling me. Like, he's like, I place so many different things in your life, from your friends, from the wisdom, but the only thing that you only use them for is for encouragement when you need, because things are going so bad. But how about actually asking them, like, yo, how can I get here? Elevating yourself with the wisdom that you do have in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you may have gotten there on your own, but do you? And then another question is, do you really want to go that? You want to go further in life by just doing it by yourself?
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now, you're gonna tire yourself out.
Yep.
You're gonna tire yourself out, not trying to use what God places in your life. You know what I'm saying? I was clamoring for mentors, like, because I didn't have my father. I'm like, man, I need an elder voice in my life, like, you know what I'm saying? And God took me from that and was like, no, I'm about to make you a peer. You don't need a mentor anymore. You're past that level. Now I'm about to place you with some brothers that you can stand shoulder to shoulder with, that knows where you're going, that can give you wisdom on how to get there. And even with your woman, he's like, bro, your woman is literally, everybody knows who Tiffany Turrentine is. And it's crazy because I've been the closest to her and have not recognized what I have. Like, and even into this moment, because I said, I'm forever developing. But even in this moment as we're talking, when God says use everything that you have, it's like, yo, I got multimillionaires, millionaire ideas, entrepreneurs, every facet of life, husband, father, even into, and what I love about, and I'm gonna give him his flowers, and I give all my boys their flowers. Aaron England, what I get serious, dog.
Serious, you was just,
You know what I'm saying? I
don't even know what's coming. I just prepared myself for the.
What I love about E is graduated to that part in life where nothing shakes him. Like, seriously, like,
Big facts.
Huh?
Big facts.
No, like nothing. No. As long as I've known E, which has been about like 2.5, almost 2 years, I've never seen him rattle at all. Even and we talked. It was so many different things that was going on in his life. He was just like, it's gonna be all right. Like it's like, and that's the space.
And that's come with me seeing God do things in my life.
Right.
Seeing God, like, and let me tell you something. All the stuff that happened to me in my life is my fault. Me not storing that stuff right.
That's real.
Just doing the most sometimes, overextending myself.
Yeah.
But God has always taken care of me. He's always, even I've been evicted, had cars repoed, but God has always like, all right, child, dummy. Let me get you back on track. Yeah. And I get back on track, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And like, I do something else dumb again. But now I'm in a space where, And that was me by myself. Well, I have a wife now. Like, the guy was like, hey, you can't make those same mistakes anymore. Because now you got somebody else with you. So I'm like, all right. But he's come through for me so many times. So I'm like, I know God gonna come through. Like, listen, it could come down to the wire. Hey, I need this money by this day. All right, it's something's gonna happen. Like with the job I got now, like it's not consistent. Like, cause it's my first year trucking, and I'm with a job for a company, and every week it's not certain that you're gonna make a certain amount of money. So I'm like, well, Lord, like you sent me down this path, so I need you to provide. And ever since I prayed that prayer and believe it, like He's provided. Like I told him this is how much I need to make a week. And every week, like I hear other drivers like, oh, I ain't getting no miles, I ain't getting this, I ain't getting this. And for some reason, like every week, it's just the amount I need is what I need. You know what I'm saying? Until He blesses me to come home. Come on, Lord. 3 months, I'm coming home. And the thing is, He's already prepared a place for me here already.
Oh, He's already.
So like when I come home, I know I have a position that's gonna pay me time and a half what I was making on the road. So like I see my future, but I just have like He's like, because I could have quit and came home, but the Lord put it in my heart, was like, hey, you need to finish. It's something about just finishing what you started.
It's integrity.
And I was like, sure. Lord, but I want to, like my wife telling me to come home. I mean, I'm missing out on all the stuff my friends doing, because I'm big on supporting my friends and doing stuff with my friends. But over the last year and a half, through the week, I'm and on the weekend I'm here. So it's like you see what your future, and you're like, I can't wait to get there. I can get there faster. But the Lord is like, nah, son, chill out, finish what you started, and it'll be there. So I'm just waiting on. I'm content in the promise. You know what I'm saying? He promised me this. All right, Lord, I see you. Let me get there.
Yeah, and that's, you know, like I said, that's one of them things, because we went down a rabbit hole, baby. I'm sorry. We good though. We back. But like I said, these guys are definitely. I need all of them. Like I said, from his attitude, because that's something I needed in the last few months. Y'all know, man, it's just, oh God, I don't even.
But you're getting there, because remember I told you, you said, I don't know what you said to me, but I was like, bro, you're getting it, because you was like, see, welcome. I was like, welcome to the club, because you was like, you said something. I was like, he's like, now you see why I'm how I am, because people think like, oh, they nonchalant. It's like, no, nonchalant.
No, we just been through.
We realized we went through, and
that's what
like I said,
I'm turning
it's
into.
Gonna get better.
Yeah. You just
so you might just
you're going through.
Yeah.
But when those things come up again, you gonna be like, you know what? I've been through this already.
Yeah.
Or when you get into your pastoral and young men come up to you, Pastor, I'm tired of this. You be like, look, cuz, I've been there.
Yeah.
You gonna be all right. Just keep, like what he tell you, keep going, bro. Just keep going.
That's the only tattoo you need now. That's it. You don't need nothing else than that. Just keep going.
But no, I said that. We were talking, and you were getting ready to say that. I was like, I know, just keep going. And it just I graduated to a spot where it's just like, okay, I understand that things are gonna happen, and I know how God works when it comes to these. God is very strategic in the way that He moves. And so there, a test you may be like, I don't feel like I need to go through anymore. It's something small. It's something small that God wants you to see in that test, which is why He continues to give them to you.
But just to get back on subject, like why men need it, because I feel like God ingrains that in men, just to keep pushing, keep going. We're not, as men of God, we're not built to quit. We're not built to just stop doing and give up. You know what I'm saying? God didn't give up on us. So what gives us the right to give up on anything that He's put in our life? You know what I'm saying? And when they do give up, God's like, you know what? The grace is there to be like, listen, I'm gonna get you back on track. But if you just keep giving up, God don't give up on you, but you that mindset, that reprobate mind come in, and then you just out there. Your choices get crazy, and you like, you don't know, like, oh, God turned His back on me. No, God ain't turning His back on nobody.
Right.
You made that choice in your mind to not give it up to Him. Right. So you need to turn your life around and come back to him.
So I want to end on this note. So I think a lot of times when we say men are needed, that whole need perspective is that we want men to do something to do something. That's how it's like, well, I need a man to do that, I need a man to do this. Here's the truth of the matter. The truth about it all is that God puts everything on the inside of us as men, but he also puts men around us as well. So you have everything in you and everything around you to be successful, but ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. So to say that I need a guy, we're not saying that you need somebody to do something for you. However, you are going to need that wisdom. I promise y'all know me, I develop on screen. I have been developing for the last year and a half with these men. And so what I've learned is that I have everything on the inside of me, but God has put wisdom around me as well that can combine with what I already have on the inside that can help me grow to a different type of height and level.
Yeah.
And so the truth of the matter is, yes, you do need men, but we're not saying for the reasons that you need them for. You don't need nobody to get you a job. You don't need nobody to help you figure out what entrepreneur is like. You don't need nobody to go be a dad for you, or to go be a father for you, or go be a brother, or to go be a son for you. No, you have it on the inside of you because God put it in you as a man, but you also have that wisdom around you that's going to be able to push you into that even further.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. You need that. We all need that. I don't know I would have made it this far without being able to call all of these guys on a daily basis like, yo, bro, I don't understand this. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand how to be in this relationship. She's doing this right now. I don't understand how to handle that. But these are married men that I can be like, well, what do you think? Well, I think this and this. And it helps me in pursuit of who the man that I want to be. So I think that's what we're saying. Change your ideology and your perspective of what it says to need another man. Even as women, you don't need nobody to do nothing for you. You have it in you as a woman to go and produce. That is literally your God-given talent. As a woman, you are here to reproduce. However, you do need a man. You don't need a man to reproduce for you, but you do need a man to go ahead and cultivate that reproduction system. You kind of dig what I'm saying? Yeah. You need a man to be able to come in and show you, hey, listen, I'm a man. You're my woman. This is how we're going to be, and we're going to be successful. Yep. You do need a man in that aspect. You dig what I'm saying? So I think that if we can change that type of ideology, change that kind of perspective, the world would be a lot better off. Because I think we have this whole notion, well, I need a man to get me a car. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't. I can go, hey, babe, okay, I got this. Okay, you like doing this, right? This is cultivation at work. You like doing this. Let's turn this into a business, and that'll be able to get you the car that you want.
Yep.
That's cultivation.
Yeah.
Right? You need that. You know what I'm saying? Even with your brothers, man, I don't know. I got this thing. I got all this time on my hands, but I don't know what to do with it. Hey, bro, check this out. I got this business idea. What you think about that? I know you like doing stuff like this. Come do this with me. Boom, bam. You won't need nobody to get you that money, but you need that wisdom around you that can bring you into different places that can help you become better. Right? Yeah. So I think that if we go back to that notion, like, I don't need nobody doing something for me or to give me something. However, I need you to help me reproduce what it is that's on the inside of me. Right?
Sometimes you just need them to remember what you told them.
That's it.
Because you'll forget. You'll have a vision or an idea, and you'll tell your boy, oh, I got this great idea, and life of life. Yeah. And you'll be like, but I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But, hey, remember when you told me? And God will be like, you'll be like, you know what? Let's bang that up. I'm trying to do that with my wife right now. she on the path. It's a great path. But
you need that reminder, though, man.
Yes, you need that reminder. I'm a reminder because I need to retire.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You want to be a baby man. Yeah, that's what it's about.
I'm trying to stay home with my kids.
Man, for real.
Do for it.
Absolutely. We do appreciate y'all, man. Like, listen, I want you guys to do me a favor this week, though. I want you to get on the phone, get on the lines, and call some of your brothers. Call some of your brothers. And even, some who are married at home with your wife and they not really understanding, go do what's purpose for you to do and cultivate them. We all need each other around here. We all need each other. And that's what we need to get back to. We are all a community. We are all a village. And without each other, we're not going to be able to go as far as we need to, especially as a nation and as a culture. At all, especially I hate to say it, but amongst African Americans as well. Like African Americans, we need each other. We need each other. So I want to thank you guys for joining me for part 2. Remember to keep supporting all these businesses up here. We're gonna put some information down. We got some more things coming, some more sponsors that I'm very excited about. God is working even in this crazy time. I'm praying for you guys. I love you all, and thank you for joining me this week. See you next time. Peace.
And one more thing, subscribe to the channel.
Oh yeah,
YouTube
subscribe
to the channel.
Hit that subscribe button. It's gonna be somewhere. Producer Bay gonna put it in.
Right.
Producer there gonna put it in. But we love y'all. We'll check y'all next time. Peace.